Beneath the quiet halls of the Museum of London, scientists study the ancient remains of those found by the Walbrook. Each skull tells a story, one etched in bone, written in violence, and preserved by time. Now, with modern science, those stories are being told once more. Using advanced DNA sequencing, researchers extracted genetic material from several skulls. The results stunned historians. The men were not native Britons. Their origins stretched across the vast Roman world, from North Africa, the Mediterranean, even Syria. They were travelers, soldiers, or slaves, bound together by fate and death. Roman Londinium was not an isolated colony. It was a crossroads of the empire. Archaeological evidence shows people from all corners of the known world living, trading, and dying here. In the shadow of the amphitheater, languages mixed, cultures collided, and lives were wagered in the sand. Imagine the amphitheater in full roar, the crowd baying for blood, the scent of sweat, iron, and dust thick in the air. For many, this was not entertainment, it was survival. Gladiators were both slaves and celebrities, men trained to kill for the amusement of Rome. To die with honor, that was the gladiator's creed. Trained in brutal schools known as ludi, fighters learned to wield weapons, endure pain, and entertain through violence. But in Londinium, far from the Colosseum, the games took on a darker tone. Less glamour, more punishment. Forensic analysis of the skulls revealed healed wounds, fractures that mended during life. These were not executions, but survivors of repeated violence. They lived to fight again, until they didn't. But many skulls also bear clean decapitation marks at the base, deep cuts delivered with precision. Whoever killed these men knew exactly where to strike, a professional executioner or another gladiator.
Some researchers believe these men were victims of mass executions, perhaps after a failed rebellion or riot. Others argue the skulls were trophies, displayed to show Rome's power. Yet others see something sacred, a ritual to appease river spirits, mixing blood with water.
The Walbrook stream once flowed through the heart of Roman London, a sacred boundary dividing the living city from the realm of the dead. The Romans believed water could cleanse the soul. Were these skulls washed here as offerings? Among the remains was one skull unlike the others. The man was young, around 20, with healed trauma on the cheekbone and a deep cut across the temple. Forensic reconstruction shows a face marked by hardship and pride. Could he have been one of the arena's lost heroes? Roman records reveal that Britain hosted gladiatorial schools, training camps where men were fed, armed, and prepared to die. One such school may have existed near the amphitheater itself. The men trained in mud and rain, far from the glory of Rome, performing for soldiers and merchants who craved blood sport. The empire was built on conquest and sustained by spectacle. To remind its subjects of Rome's might, blood had to be seen and fear had to be felt. The Walbrook skulls might be more than victims. They might be symbols of control. Every fracture, every scar, every tooth tells a story. These men once laughed, ate, trained, and dreamed before dying far from home. Their skulls are more than relics. They are witnesses speaking to us across centuries of silence. The discovery proves one thing beyond doubt. Roman London was global long before globalization. People of Africa, Asia, and Europe lived and died together here, under the shadow of Rome's empire. Yet the question still haunts archaeologists today. Were these men victims or volunteers? Did they fight for freedom or die as slaves of the spectacle? Part 3 will take us even deeper, into the rituals of death, the politics of Rome's control, and the final truth of who these skulls once were.